Many unanswered questions surround the downing of Flight MH17. Investigators will be looking at everything from wreckage at the site to satellite images. CCTV's Jim Spellman has more on how the probe might play out and what challenges still lie ahead.
The U.S. government says it knows Flight MH17 was shot down by a surface-to-air missile.
We have confidence in saying that that shot was taken within territory that is controlled by the Russian separatists.
But officials don't know who launched the missile or why.
What individual or group of individuals or personnel ordered the strike, how it came about, those are things that I think are still going to be subject to additional information.
Investigators are working on several fronts to answer those questions. At the crash site, they will examine wreckage for evidence of a missile strike.
There may be some giveaway in terms of the debris, some kind of residue on the aircraft as to what explosive it was, which might give you a clue as to the type of missile.
Residue that could be matched with missiles that may be found by investigators in the future. But the wreckage, essentially a crime scene, has been open to civilians and members of the local separatist militia, meaning evidence may have already been removed or altered, and it's even possible false evidence has been added to the scene to cast blame away from the true culprits. Investigators have more to work with. Besides the wreckage, satellite imagery could provide valuable clues.
You'd have to go back through the footage and look for it, but you probably would see the launch, and that may be one way in which the party that launched the weapon will be identified.
And that imagery could also be used to track movements of the weapon system after the missile was fired. If a launcher like this was used, at least a handful of people were likely involved.
They normally require a command module crew of 3 or 4 and probably some supporting personnel as well.
To find those people and their commanders, intelligence agencies are monitoring phone calls and online communications.
Investigators also want the plane's so-called black boxes, the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder. It's unclear if they've been found, and if they have been found, who has them. But if indeed Flight 17 was brought down by a missile, it's unlikely the boxes will reveal much about those final moments of the flight. Jim Spellman, CCTV, Washington.